I give you as an example of this fundamental corruption. I give you as an example agriculture. Now, agriculture has been up to its bib overalls in politics since the first Thanksgiving dinner kickback to the Indians for subsidizing Pilgrim maize production with fish head fertilizer grants, Now, we got a lot of policy wonks here, but even so, I'm willing to bet that very few people in this room have read H.R. 2419, the federal farm bill that passed the House of Representatives with a bipartisan voice vote and is currently slithering its way through the Senate. But that's the kind of thing I get paid to do. I'm a professional student of stupidity. H.R. 2419 is a 5-year omnibus barrel of, in this case, literally pork. It is, if the crops fail, it may cost the taxpayer as much as $200 billion, crop insurance and subsidies. And if the crops do well, it may cost the taxpayers even more than that in price supports, $200 billion. That's about 4 times the gross domestic product of pre-war Iraq. I mean, for what H.R. 2419 federal farm bill is going to cost us, we could have avoided that war in Iraq and just bought Saddam Hussein's country, Now, like most Americans my age, my actual experience with agriculture is pretty much limited to raising marijuana plants under grow lights in my off-campus apartment 40 years ago. But I did once help artificially inseminate a cow. I had this half-baked friend, complete city slicker, who out of the blue decides he is going to raise cattle. So he buys a farm in New Hampshire and he buys some cows, and I'm up visiting him when it is time for the cows to get in a family way. Now, this is not done like I would have thought, with a cow and a bull and a heart-shaped stall and some Celine Dion tapes, I mean, breeding cattle is like teenage pregnancy, except more so. I mean, not only isn't the bull around to help raise the calf, the bull's not even there to get the cow knocked up, What happens instead is that there's this liquid nitrogen thermos bottle full of frozen bull semen, and let's not even think about how they get that. And then there's this device that looks like a giant hypodermic needle, Anyway, my friend got this real farmer, Pete, to actually come in and do the honors. And so while I'm holding the cow's head and my friend is holding the cow's middle, Pete takes this freezing cold syringe thing and he inserts it into a very personal and private place of the cows. And then what Pete does is he sticks his arm into an even more personal and private place of the cows, all the way up to the elbow. Now, Pete does this not to get on the internet with a pornographic website, but so that he can feel the tip of the inseminator tube through the cow's intestine wall and guide the tip into the cow's uterus. Now, this is a pretty gruesome thing to watch, and I'm glad to say that since I was up at the cow's other end, I didn't watch it. But I will tell you one thing, I will never forget the look on that cow's face. It was the same look that I got on my face for the same reason when I read H.R. 2419 federal farm bill.